Hello, Preetam. Good evening. First of all, I want to congratulate you for getting an admit, and at the same time, thank you for taking out your valuable time and doing this review. It's really important for the people out there who are seeking help or looking forward to learn from the experience from people who have recently been through the same experience. So, before we get started, I would really appreciate if you could go ahead and give us all a basic introduction about yourself and the course and the universities from where you have received the admit.
Hi, my name is Preetam. So I'm currently working as an assistant manager. I have received admits from the Shooting School of Business and the Ivey Business School in MSc in International Business Program.
Okay, that's great. I mean, of course, I understand that getting an admit into these tier universities must be a lot of hard work that were coming out from your end since day one. So, exactly, I want to know what was the first thing that motivated you to go ahead on this journey? When did you decided that yes, you want to go ahead and pursue your master's degree from abroad? How did that come into the picture?
The desire to pursue a master's in business was always there at the back of my mind.
Right.
Um, well, funny enough, actually, I intended to go for the next year because I had no idea how the work experience thing is calculated for MIM.
Right.
So I set up a tree call with MiM-Essay to actually determine where my profile stands right now in terms of what the schools are looking for. I needed some guidance and some outside perspective because I had no friends in this field or no one in the family to provide me some guidance in this particular issue. So
Absolutely.
then I just connected with Vishwesh, and it was because of him that I actually who encouraged me to take up the services because he actually just informed me that my entire understanding of this work experience is wrong because I was calculating my work experience up till the time of my application to the program, but that's not how it is calculated. So by the time I'll be
Yeah.
applying for next year, I'll have 3 years of work experience, as a result of which I'll be ineligible for many schools.
Right.
So actually, my entire plan changed overnight, and he assured me that my profile is good enough to apply for all the good universities. And even I did not have any time to take GMAT or IELTS for that matter.
Right.
So he said, okay, many schools do provide waiver in GMAT and
They
GRE
do.
and even IELTS as well. And so I have always targeted mostly Canada, or maybe I did not want to go to the other European countries because of the language barrier.
Yeah,
And
that
also
happens.
because of the ongoing recession situation in UK. So I finally singled out Canada because I had no intention of going to the US. And well, then the entire process started.
Okay, so you have already informed that the very first brainstorming session that you had with the very first point of contact from MiM-Essay, that was the major influence on the decision because there were a lot of queries that he was able to clear out for you and you got a better picture of your profile where you stand as of now. So my question
Yes.
is related to that how exactly did you get to know about MiM-Essay and how has been your journey so far, your experience working with us?
I always wanted to take up the help of professionals in this matter
Right.
because member from family who could help me because no one was actually there in the business field. Everyone had a science background, and all my friends were working in the IT sector, so no one had any idea about how to go about in this process.
Right.
So I I usually started with a simple Google search and MiM-Essays and some other consultancies, and then I just visited your websites and dug a bit deeper.
Right.
And well, it was about 6 months back. I was even watching the same reviews that we are doing right now.
Right.
And probably that is what actually inspired me to give it a shot. Actually, I just wanted a free session first, and then I made up my mind that I have to.
And how has been your journey working with MiM-Essay?
Well, it has been quite exciting, I'd say. I am in a job which I have to work 6 days a week, so I do not have much time for myself.
Right.
And well, and even I think I applied for services around by the end of August,
Right.
and I had to complete all my applications by the starting of. So I was pretty anxious. And thanks to my team, they handled this all the time for every day of the week.
Right.
I think that really helped because I was not sure where to start with, and right from the beginning till the end, uh, I was helped and provided guidance in every regard, and all my queries were clear within time. So I think, yeah, that has been a major supporting factor in my application process.
You mentioned about your consultant, your in-house counselor. So my next question is actually dedicated towards them only. How exactly did they add value to your application? How exactly their role affected and the experience that you had working with the diverse team out there?
Well, as for the counselor, Akshay, so was he was even quite busy, but he still made up time for all my queries and everything that all the questions that I had. I actually, my essays were less about the essays and more about kind of a brainstorming session about
Right.
what colleges should I go for and why should I go for them. Well, he helped me out. He helped me provide a much better perspective of how the admissions committee actually look at the applications and how I should go about building my entire application, how I should, what parts of my
Right.
story or what parts of my achievements I should highlight. It is actually very important because you might have tons of achievements, but if you do not have a proper
100%.
idea of what exactly to show in your
Right.
profile, how to highlight those achievements, then it is as good as someone who doesn't have so many achievements.
Right.
So that was really important, and that is where he really helped me. And then as for Shresha, I'm really thankful to her. She was always there for me. I mean,
Right.
she was my single point of contact here, and
Absolutely.
she
Yeah.
was there not just in weekdays but also on weekends as well. So she helped me, especially during Schulich, because time was running out and there were some last minute changes to be made on the
Yeah.
last day before the submission.
Before submitting, yeah.
So even she was there for me. She immediately reached out with the content team and everyone. And that was really helpful. And as for the content team, I think that was the most interesting part. Uh, we pretty much had a huge discussion. Sometimes I must say even arguments within just the comments of the word section.
Right. That happened. Yeah.
When I wrote my essays, there were particular aspects of my profile that I wanted to highlight.
Highlight. Yeah.
And sometimes the team was in disagreement with my views.
Mhm.
So sometimes I would go about explaining my stand on the situation, and sometimes
Right.
they would say they would agree to it, or they would say,
Mhm.
okay, make these changes at least. And in that process, actually gave me a much greater clarity on what I want to do in the future,
Mhm.
why I want to highlight these achievements, and that is what I think ultimately helped me in the interviews as well.
Absolutely.
So overall, yeah, the entire application process has, I think, improved my entire profile in a way which I couldn't have done by myself.
Right. Definitely. Very well said. You have really explained the experience that you had with the respective members who were there to help you out in the process. If I ask you that if you had to choose one survey out of all of those that were being provided to you that you think you found that one to be the most useful, or maybe the one that you think is my top favorite, so which one would that be, and of course why?
I think it's unfair to single out a particular aspect of the service and thereby undermining the other important aspects.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
everyone had their own important roles.
Absolutely.
I think it's the entire it's a combination of everything that ultimately makes what MiM-Essay truly is, and that is what I really appreciate about it. So I don't think there is one particular favorite because everything was important. I don't think it would have been possible if
if we skip one, that would not have made sense. That's great. That's the most unique answer to this one question I've received till date. So I'll remember that for sure. And the very last question that I have for you is that any tips or advice or any suggestions based on the experience that you had working on your application you would like to give to the people out there who are recently thinking of getting started or with the same journey as yours at this moment? So what suggestions do you have for them, and will you advise them to go ahead and try MiM-Essay for the same?
One fact, I actually already have spoken to one of my friends, and she has already, I think, signed up with you guys.
Oh, that's great.
So yeah, I really love the services. I think one particular thing that I really liked about MiM-Essay is no one from the team actually believes in any type of spoon feeding or anything,
Yeah.
Manufacturing anything. So
Definitely.
The team will only highlight those parts that are already available. So it's our responsibility to build our profile. They'll only make it much more better and presentable in a way probably which we might not do it.
Right.
And so my only advice is if someone is looking for to just sign up with the services and expect everything to be served to him or her on a silver platter. That is not how it works. You'll have to work hard. You'll still have to work on your profile. You'll still have to work hard along with the team, because the team will provide you the proper direction and guidance that is needed. They won't just do everything for you.
Right.
They will help you and provide you the outside perspective that is actually very important.
Very much important.
I think that is what ultimately maintains the originality of your profile, and that is what ultimately guides you these success.
That's great. Thank you so much for the lovely feedback. And once again, I am really grateful for you to take out your time. I know you just came back from office directly and sat down for that. So really appreciate it. Thank you. And once again, congratulations. I want to wish you all the very best for the future endeavors. Feel free to reach out to us, connect with us if any further help or assistance needed at any point of time. We would be more than delightful to help you out. Thank you.
Thank you so much.